Vegas Tales, baby. Okay, so before we go to our next interviewee, we need to tell Mr. Davenport about Ashley. Those who don't remember, well, Ashley said she plans to retire, so let's tell Mr. Davenport that and see what he thinks.
That's surprising. I would have thought she'd be more emotionally invested in the Bellflower after running her magic act here for so long.
She's bitter.
I guess I must have misjudged her.
Yeah, she's a very bitter person. So, who are we going to interview next? Well, I think Becca and Todd. Now, looking at Becca and Todd, I'm honestly getting trying to scam you vibes. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Becca is trying to distract us. Todd seems like he's probably getting led along, but you know what? Let's let them speak for themselves. Let's not be judgmental and just go into it.
My name is Becca.
And open head.
And I am Todd.
We're from New York City.
And you're scam artists. Okay, so tell us about your affiliation with the Bellflower Hotel.
This is where Todd said we had to stay when we came to Vegas.
Yeah, we're in town for our wedding.
We actually ran into the owner of the hotel while we were checking in, and he overheard us saying we were getting married, so he upgraded us to a big suite, which was such a nice surprise.
And he was even more surprised when he asked if we wanted to be interviewed for your book. I mean, this is certainly turning out to be a memorable trip.
I would hope it'd already be memorable, what with our wedding and all.
Oh, of course. That was a poor choice of words on my part.
Is this a Vegas wedding? Because I'm getting Vegas wedding vibes from the way they're talking about this wedding. The wedding, we're going to push you on it.
I wanted to get married in a church back home, but Becca wanted to do something original. Isn't that right, dear?
Yeah, we also couldn't afford a big wedding. You know, Todd's work has been a little slow lately.
I'm an actor, and all actors have dry spells. Just part of the industry. Plus, Becca has a lot of debt, so we probably shouldn't be spending too much money right now.
Right now, he's actually playing Elmo in Times Square. He takes his picture with tourists all day. He's so cute in the costume.
Yeah, I'm not Elmo.
Okay. Legally, he is a generic red creature, but we all know who he's supposed to be.
So she's got debt that this could cover. He's a failing actor playing as not Elmo. I can see why they might want a bit of money. Right, Vegas.
A Las Vegas wedding was her idea. I told her we could get married anywhere that she wanted.
Vegas seemed perfect. It's affordable and it can double as a honeymoon.
Oh, plus it has casinos. She loves those.
Oh, and it has strip clubs. Todd loves those. He actually made a list of all the clubs he wants to see before we leave.
It was just a list of places. And there's one club on the list, but it's places that I want to see from the outside.
Todd grew up in a very religious household, so he can be a little embarrassed about these things.
This is a weird
okay,
conversation for a newly married couple. So, New York City.
Oh, I mean, I love New York. We have the best
Ah.
sports teams.
Really?
The best
What's your
nightclubs,
favorite?
The best restaurants. It's such an incredible place to live.
Even if I didn't have to live there for work, I don't think I could ever move.
Yeah, I mean, there are just so many things you can only get in New York. You can't get anywhere else. You should really visit if you haven't been before.
There's this brony convention Todd goes to every year. I mean, even if we moved, he'd have to go back every year. No way he could miss it. It's all he talks about for a month leading up to it.
I can see him as a brownie. Ah.
I think street performer is more of an appropriate term. He's never done any sort of stage acting.
But I do have some exciting things lined up, actually. I'm going to be in an upcoming film in New York.
It's a role in an unpaid student film. But it's a great start.
It's a very promising student film. It's going to be seen by a lot of people. And the exposure is worth more than the money, believe me.
25
people. It's a film about campus safety. They say that new students are going to see it for years to come. I just wish Todd had booked a speaking part. He has the talent.
Oh, well, thank you, dear. Thank you.
He really does. He can barely speak in this interview. Never mind speaking in a film. Let's go back to the Brony convention.
It's a convention for My Little Pony fans.
Yeah, it's not as
bad as I know that.
I mean, lots of adults go. Actually, it's almost entirely adults who go. I think the TV show is super sweet, but I've only been with Todd once. They don't really like girls going.
Yeah, they make them feel...
I think it kind of messes with the whole bro part of Brony.
Makes them feel uncomfortable. I don't know what a girl is. It's like gamers. You know, you'll be in a CS lobby. Hear a girl's voice. Everyone freaks out. Right. Student film.
Oh, I'm not a student. I just responded to an ad on the internet.
He actually dropped out of high school.
I wanted to focus on my career. Yeah, I was actually working for a cell phone company at the time, and it was a great job. I was making good money, and I wanted to move up, but they downsized, and a lot of us lost our jobs.
They laid off all the sign spinners at once, which was such a shame because Todd was so talented at it. We actually met when he was sign spinning on the corner at my apartment. He caught my eye right away.
Literally with a sign. Anyway, first met.
So I just moved out of my parents' house into my parents' apartment building, and I didn't really know my way around the area. So I was running late for a meeting, and when I went outside, I saw Todd spinning his little arrow sign on the corner. So I went up to him and asked for directions, and instead of just telling me where to go, he spun his sign all impressively and pointed in the right direction. Yeah. That was like the cutest thing.
Oh, well. She came back after a meeting and she asked for my number, and we went on our first date the next day, and I knew she was the one after our first date.
I knew it after the third.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. She found out between the second and the third, this guy might be able to get us a bit of money. Anyway, parents' apartment going. Third date. Yes, tell us more about this third date.
We streamed The Notebook at my place. All my past boyfriends had refused to watch it with me.
It's a good film.
Todd not only agreed, but he cried multiple times while watching it. I knew right then if he ever proposed to me, I'd have to say yes.
I wouldn't advise trying to climb up a Ferris wheel, though. Not the greatest idea. Anyway, past boyfriends, you say? Give us the list.
Oh, there were a lot of them. Am I right?
They were all so full of themselves. They were either rich or famous, or both rich and famous. The worst combination. That doesn't impress me.
They weren't as great as they sound, okay?
No, some were actually very cool. But I don't really talk to them anymore. Todd gets a little jealous when I do. But Todd hangs out with all of his ex-girlfriends, except Lily, of course. But, I'm not really worried about them. If he's not sleeping with me, he's definitely not sleeping with them, so...
Okay. Bit of self-confidence there, but who is this Lily?
Oh, Lily. She was just the worst. I wasted 6 months of my life dating her, and that is all that needs to be said.
She used to physically abuse Todd. I'm so proud of him for breaking up with her. Even more for talking about it.
It's not really what she makes it sound like. She doesn't know the whole picture.
I mean, Todd could have easily defended himself. But the thing about Todd is he would never hit a woman. Ever.
Well, no real man ever would.
Especially Lily.
That is true.
I mean, I don't think I could hit a 95-pound elderly woman either.
Yeah. So Todd is the one who's after the money. Becca, not so much. Seems like the one who might be the one trying to scam you, but really it's Todd. Todd is the mastermind.
Todd's proposal was the most unique one I ever had.
How many people have proposed to you before me?
You were the fourth. I told you this.
Yeah, I was the second.
The first guy was at the Eiffel Tower. Ugh, so cliche. Second guy did the whole, wedding ring at the bottom of a champagne flute at the 5-star restaurant on Valentine's Day.
We've all seen it.
These guys have no originality.
The third guy was the worst. He had the proposal up on the Jumbotron at a basketball game. Like, how was that supposed to impress me? He literally owned the basketball team. He could make it say anything he wanted. That sort of stuff, it doesn't go far with me.
Yeah, and I guess I'm just the lucky one. What's the next question?
These two are really awkward together. Really awkward. I don't know if it's the acting or the characters, but they are awkward together.
Okay, so Todd was helping me lose weight at the time.
She asked me to help.
And, I'd asked this of other boyfriends before, and they always dismissed me. They were like, "Hun, you're perfect as you are." And I was like, I don't want you dismissing me. If something's important to me, I want my boyfriend to take it seriously,
Again, I was just trying to help. That's all I was.
Oh, you did more than that. He tracked my weight loss. He kept a log of everything I was eating. I mean, it was like having my own personal trainer at home.
Yeah, it was she laid out everything she wanted me to do. I just did what she asked me to.
And there was like this stubborn last few pounds I just could not seem to get off no matter what. So So Todd told me he would marry me if I hit my target weight. And that was all the incentive I needed. I shed those last 3 pounds, stat. I lost it so fast he didn't even have time to save up for the ring.
Well, I thought I was going to have more time.
I literally just didn't eat for 4 days. It was all the motivation I needed.
Okay. Weird. Sure, the ring.
We just decided to skip the whole engagement ring thing and the wedding band thing. It's such an outdated concept. Plus, Todd thinks it's a waste of money.
Well, engagement rings are a scam. There's a great Adam Ruins Everything video about that, actually.
Yeah, plus I deal with a lot of high-profile clients at work, so if I had a ring, it would have to be huge, something that Todd couldn't afford, really. I know that sounds shallow, but, you know, people really do judge you for the clarity and size of your diamonds, so yeah, it's best I just don't have one at all.
Don't disappoint them with your size. Right. High-profile client, you say? No. I don't know about this church that suddenly disappeared from your mind. The church.
Todd's family is very religious, very devout.
Oh, I'm not as devout as the rest of them.
Oh, no, you're just being modest. He's the only boyfriend I've ever had who insisted on keeping his virginity until we get married. I mean, how impressive is that?
Sure.
Oh, it's not that big of a deal.
No.
It's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
I've had to go over a year without it.
Yeah.
Also.
We've been together for 2 years, dear.
I checked someone off my list last year. We promised we wouldn't have to tell each other that. The baseball player.
Oh.
Fair enough. The list. Yes, I want to know the list. Does it include number 2, who almost killed you with the ring?
You know that list every couple makes of people they're allowed to sleep with if they ever get the chance to without it being considered cheating.
Yeah, which
It's
isn't
still
really
cheating.
fair because I don't sleep with anyone and she knows that. So.
Well, I've been trying to change that for the past 2 years.
I'm sorry, but I'm trying to get into heaven, so.
Really? Well, I've been trying to get him into heaven for the last 2 years with no luck.
Well, aren't you supposed to be only putting famous people on your list who you don't know?
Well, I didn't know him when I made the list. I just so happened to meet him a year later.
Oh, convenient.
Besides, Todd put my sister on his list.
That was meant as a compliment alone, okay? She knows that I would never sleep with anyone besides Becca.
Yeah, my sister did not take it as a compliment. She's still kind of mad about it.
Ah, the sister, yes.
My little sister Rachel, she's so competitive. It's kind of annoying. So I was kind of a prodigy in middle school, so I skipped a grade. And then she skipped 2 grades. And then I graduated 5th in my class at Harvard. So she graduated 4th. It's like her only goal in life is to be just marginally better than me at everything she does.
The 2 of them have been at it since they were very young. Everything is a competition between them.
Yeah, competition, I rarely win. But luckily she did not go into the legal field. She took the easy route. Medicine. I'm kidding. No, if she had joined the family firm, I'm sure she would have been made partner 2 years before me. Despite being 2 years younger, but it's fine.
Yep. Just better in every way. Younger. Does better than you. Anyway, famous people.
I used to date this famous singer. I'm not going to name drop because that's gauche, but you definitely know who he is.
A lot of women have been with musicians, and to be honest with you, we all know that musicians are not one-woman men.
It was actually pretty serious between us. I mean, he asked me to move in with him. I met his parents. It was kind of the real deal.
Oh, well, guess he was a good one, but I feel bad for her because he broke up with her.
Actually, I never told Todd this, but I was still with the singer when I met him. I didn't break up with the singer until we became official. It's crazy to think, if I hadn't met Todd when I did, I totally could have been married to the wrong person right now.
So
what are you saying?
You cheated on
me? Yeah.
With me.
So I never told you this. Our firm represents a number of well-known clientele. I'm not really at liberty to name names, but there's a few athletes.
Oh, again, yeah,
and
you can't tell us,
politicians
can you?
You might have heard of.
You know, I was actually an athlete. I was the star player on my high school football team. And I would have gone pro. Everyone would know my name, but I had a knee injury. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at him. He would have totally made the NFL had it not been for the injury. I mean, once he kicked a 20-yard field goal in a high school game, like that is extremely unheard of from what I understand. I almost went pro in gymnastics, but that didn't work out for me either.
Gymnastics, you say?
When I was very little, I trained under the famous Italian gymnastics coach, Sergio Endolini.
Oh,
My
yes,
parents were
Sergio.
convinced I was going to make it to the Olympics. I had the leotards and...
That's enough. Sergio Endolini isn't a real person, all right? We're not married.
Hey!
The only reason I said we were married is because I wanted to get a free room upgrade at the hotel.
As you can tell, he's a cheapskate.
Well, as you can tell, she is a hooker.
Okay, I'm not a hooker. I am a sex worker.
Oh, so
Yeah,
and we
yeah,
didn't
right.
even have sex because you were busy crying the whole time.
Not
so...
true, not true, not true.
No, it is kind of true. The only reason I'm still sitting next to this person is because I wanted to be paid for this book, so... And now, you've ruined it, so thank you.
I ruined it.
Yeah,
You're
did.
the one who made me look like a complete loser.
He kind of is.
He is.
You know what? I'm sorry for wasting your time.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
See you, Todd.
Can I still get paid?
In many ways. But we should apparently go speak to someone else. So, I think we're going to turn the camera off here. Me and Becca are going to hang out for a little bit, and I'll see you then, folks, in the next one.